Well, that was a good 5-month break. You know, pretty glad I haven't uploaded in a while. I feel like all these months of me not focusing on making videos has allowed me to really hone in on my creative energies.
I'm the trash man.
I never hit you. You are tearing me apart.
Anyway, I really should get back into the swing of things. Maybe catch up on some of the big movies I've missed. Yeah, just a quick rundown of some of them. That's a good idea. I mean, after all, how many big movies could have possibly come out in that time? Oh no. So yeah, there have been a lot of big movies this year. I wanted to talk about as many as I could, but I've been busy doing stuff. So I thought it'd be neat if I could do a catch-up of some of the things I've seen. Keep in mind that this won't be everything I've seen over the past few months. There are some movies where I just don't have a lot to say. Like this movie, Late Night. It was fine. Also be aware that I haven't seen everything that's come out. I'm not paying money to see Dark Phoenix, I'm sorry. Although from the look of things, nobody else is either. So with that out of the way, let's get started. It's Endgame, what do you want me to say? I mean, come on, you've all seen it. We all know it's great, we've heard all the reasons. The characters all have their own time to shine, it's emotional, the cast kills it, it's a perfect culmination of 11 years of storytelling. It's just great. Does it work as its own standalone movie? Not really, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. Even so, the second act drags a bit, and the fan service does get a bit excessive, even for a guy who's been following these since 2008. But man, as a finale for something a lot of us hold dear, you really can't get much better than this. We won't be seeing a cinematic event like this for a while. 8 out of 10. After so many attempts at making a video game movie that's not complete and utter garbage, we finally have our champion. A movie that pays genuine respect to the fans, sticks to the source material, and manages to recapture the feeling of what it's like to play the game. This is truly, without question, yeah, I didn't really like it. Look, I really wanted this to be good. When the previous best video game movie of all time is the Mortal Kombat movie, you know there's a problem. I was rooting for this thing to succeed, but it just did not work for me. The characters felt more like caricatures, it's not that funny, there's really only a couple interesting action sequences, and pardon me for being frank, but was Pokemon always this stupid? Plot of this thing is absolutely ridiculous, and I feel like the movie knows that, but I'm honestly not sure. The only thing worth noting here is Ryan Reynolds, who's actually pretty entertaining. The few times I did laugh came from him. Other than that though, I just wasn't a fan. Sure, it's probably the best video game movie ever made, or at least one of the best, but again, that's not saying much. If you do like it, great, but it's not for me. 4 out of 10.
You're breathtaking.
Keanu is on a horse. I repeat, Keanu is on a horse. 8 out of 10.
Boo! You stink!
Well, that was disappointing. When I saw the trailer for this, I got hyped. I was looking forward to a dark, introspective dissection of Superman as an idea, about what would happen if one of the most iconic figures in pop culture was instead a child that was out for blood. A commentary on the very concept of the superhero, and if it could really work in our cold, uncaring reality. What I got was Superman as Jason Voorhees. Yay! The biggest problem with this movie is that it just does nothing with its premise outside of the bare minimum. Yeah, it's about an evil Superman, but it never explores the idea of an evil Superman. This may as well just be any other slasher movie. In fact, it kinda is. There's really nothing remarkable in this thing at all. I guess Elizabeth Banks and that dude from the Power Rangers movie are pretty good. As far as movie parents go, they're alright, aside from Elizabeth Banks' character being frustratingly annoying. And I'll admit, there's some pretty amazing gore. If you want to see what it would actually look like if Superman really killed someone, this is for you. There's some gruesome kills. It doesn't hold back. This kid messes people up. Plus, it's worth noting that this thing was only made for $7 million. A Superman movie on that budget is insane, and aside from one notable sequence at the end, it looks damn good. It's worth seeing if you want to take notes on how to stretch a dollar. Unfortunately, the script just doesn't cut it. When you boil it down, it's just a subpar slasher flick that's honestly laughably bad in some parts. If you really want to see a movie where Superman goes around murdering people for no reason, just watch Man of Steel. 3 out of 10.
Get the fuck out of my room and play Minecraft!
Long live the king.
Welp, it certainly had monsters. And they beat each other up. That's kinda it. I won't lie, there were several times I was smiling like a dumbass watching the carnage go down on screen. I was solidly entertained throughout a good chunk of the runtime. The rest of it though, The big issue is that, like the last movie, the human characters are so dull. And even though there were more monster fights to keep me interested this time, there's still long stretches of movie that just had these lazily written characters that kept spouting exposition about stuff I just didn't care about. The only goal anyone has here is to sit around and do whatever the script tells them to do. Top that off with the same tired, we have to destroy the planet to save the planet thing that we've seen hundreds of times at this point, and there are parts that are just straight up boring. That being said, it's a three-headed dragon that breathes lightning, so I was happy. If you're going into this thing expecting a good script and interesting characters, don't. If you want some giant monsters fighting each other for your amusement, you'll probably get your money's worth. It's not much more than what it promises, and that's fine. 6 out of 10.
My God, Zilla.
And that's all I feel like talking about. Sorry if you wanted to hear my thoughts on Men in Black or something. And there's plenty more movies coming, so I guess I'll see you whenever the next video is. Alright, time to go back and recharge my creative batteries. I'm gonna brainstorm so many new ideas, it's gonna be crazy.
What is up, Drum Alert Nation?
Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're...
Hey guys, it's Comedy Shorts Gaming here.
My name is Jeff.
Then check this out.